What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to the final day of FUTMas. That's right, no demonetization here. EA have released not only the final three players, which are Jerome Boateng, Danijel Subasic and KDB. They have indeed released the final icon, and it's not as it was expected to be Hernan Crespo. Instead, they have released Raul. So credit to EA for swapping that around. You do need an icon and an 88 rated squad. Oh man, that's going to be crazy expensive. That shows to me that EA value Raul as a top end game icon. Even though it's only 92 rated, the fact that you need an 88 and 87 with an inform, an 86 with two informs, an 85 with two informs, an 84 with two informs, and an 83 with two informs, plus an icon, and the world class with two informs, you need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You need 11 informs and an icon and the high rated teams. That's really expensive. The only thing that I can imagine is going to bring the price of that down is if tomorrow or Boxing Day we get an inform SBC. However, we've got 3 FUTMas players, guys. If you're enjoying the content, drop a thumbs up on the video. It would be much appreciated. And we're going to start with Jerome Boateng. So actually, like a great card in general this year. His 86 rated card is 36,000 coins. His 87 rated card is 180,000 coins. So as long as his SBC isn't extortionate, which it doesn't look to be too bad, to be fair. An 85 rated squad, 3 informs or 1s to watches, and 3 Germans and 2 Bayern. That's not the worst in the world. Now, is it going to be value for money? In this instance, you know, like, one thing that I forgot to take into consideration that we have to take into consideration for players like Isco, Coutinho, and yesterday's, whoever the high-rated one was yesterday, is that you're also getting a high-rated card with it that has a good value. Now, do I have untradables? I will use any huge untradable here. It has to be an 85 rated squad, so I don't need to go too crazy. However, if I did throw in Max Hummels, that not only takes care of 1 German, but it will absolutely slaughter the rating for me to allow me to be able to just relax a little bit with everything else. So Hradecki can go in as an 84. I actually probably be able to get away with mostly 84s. Jonathan Tah can go in as the 83. So if we put Tah in there and Hradecki in there, that gets the goalkeeper and the centre-backs on 10 chem, except for maybe not Mats Hummels. But yeah, this Jerome Boateng card, it's a good card. His base card, I mean, it is just a good card. I don't even think we can say fairer than that. You can get him up to, by looks of things, a 93 rated centre-back. Yeah, you can get him up to a 93 rated centre-back. And Anchor makes him a 93 rated centre-back with great pace, great defending, almost perfect actually, other than interceptions. Great strength and aggression as well. But let us go to... What other players have we got here? I don't want to go into leagues that we don't need to use here. So French League and Premier League. So I can use the Italian League and the Spanish League right here. Let's go to the Spanish League and get our 84s and 83s. And of course, I'm going to need a couple of informs, but I can throw the informs on just at the very end. Now we need a couple of wingers, so Malcolm and Vasquez can both be usable and useful. We don't have too many 84s available, but let's pop in. Let's start with Carvajal here, which will get to 7 chemistry with Vasquez. Or alternatively, we could put Nacho in there as well. Gerard Moreno can go up top, and that's a Spanish player there to link in with the centre mid. Brazilian can go out at that right wing spot. And then do we have a centre mid? We do. Manu Trigueros can go in there as well. So that's the chemistry taken care of. What we now need is a German. And, oh, I actually need to switch out for 3 informs in total. Let me see what we're saying for rating. So that's already an 83 rated squad. Is Neto going to be enough? That's only an 84, so I'm actually going to have to upgrade a little bit still. Now I can do that with Keylor Navas, the 87 rated goalkeeper. We can pop in there. And is that going to be enough to get us up to an 85? Not quite. Interesting. Not quite though, sadly. Let's pop a Carvajal in there. We do lose some chemistry again. So I am going to have to still upgrade one rank or two, but we can do that with the informs. If I can get some 85 or 86 rated informs, and I am, as I say, I'm going to need a German inform. I don't know if I have any available. What have we got there? So we've got Ben Yedder. I don't want to use him. I'm going to go and pick up... Wait, is it Scream Cards? No, ones to watch. Ooh. I'm going to go and grab myself the informs and finish off this team, guys, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so the last piece to the puzzle is going to once again be Asenjo. He's a little more expensive now than he was before. A lot more expensive, actually. He's up around... Oh, wow, he's way more expensive now. Oh, my God. You remember yesterday when we did a video? Oh, geez. Yesterday when we did a video, he was going in the 30s. I thought he was getting price fixed. He's now up in the 50s. He's necessary for the squad that I've built. However, that's very sad. Maybe I should have looked at Stuani, but that is the squad we built, guys. So Asenjo, Mina, and then Terrade there as the left mid/German final player. Hummel's in there. And then other than that, just some 85s, 84s, and 83s. Gets us Jerome Boateng. Very good card. Let me have a look on FUTBin to see if there is a price up of these guys yet. So Jerome Boateng is in at 180,000 coins. Now, obviously, previously, I've been very critical of these SBCs. Jerome Boateng is definitely a card that you can utilize for a long time, and then you get an 88 rated card back, which obviously has value. Now, if you've just got coins only, if you're not using untradables in any way, shape, or form, I don't think this card is worth it. It's probably better to just go and buy the UCL version, which is literally one less in every stat, and then sell it when you're done. However, if you've got lots of 84s and 85s, a couple of big team of the weeks in your team perhaps, getting this Jerome Boateng for, you know, 180, 60,000 coins plus untradables. Now, you are using those untradables in place of something else down the line, but generally speaking, you know, it's a good card. I like the fact that they've picked Boateng for this one. So that is the first one done, guys. The next one is Subasic, and it looks like Subasic is the 79 rated squad with an inform by looks of things, an 80 rated, yeah, 78 rated squad. League 1 players 3, Croatia players 1. I think we've probably got about 1 billion Subasic on the market. Sorry, in the club in general. So there you go. We can throw him in, and then you just need minimum. What was it? 78 rated squads. Banging, and then one team of the week player. This is good for a goalkeeper that, generally speaking, we're lacking in goalkeepers, especially the French league goalkeepers. I think this is only the second French league player we've had, actually. So it's good to see EA have done this. We can even throw that guy in there. 79 can go in there. 80 Sanson can go in there. We're actually going to make use of an inform that we had. This is going to be a very easy one for people to complete. Big fan of this. Big fan of this. I think for an 85 rated goalkeeper, we'll have a look at his in-games and see what we can get for him in terms of the basic chem style and whether or not he's going to be usable. And of course, you do have to use a French league team or icons to get Subasic anywhere in your team, because, you know, he's going to be super hard to link, which I think is why EA have done him for very, very cheap. However, he will go to 95 diving, 93 handling, 91 kicking, which is good, 96 reflexes, 95 positioning. It's a good card. It is a good card. For 17,000 coins, I rate that one. And then last but not least, guys, it's Kevin De Bruyne. Let's have a look at what this is going to cost us. 1 City player, 1 Belgian player, 5 informs. Oh my God, and an 88 rated team. But only 65 chemistry. Now, what have I got untradeable? I will dump some big untradables I will never use. Suarez being one of them. De Gea I won't dump because he's usable. Cruz I won't dump because I quite like him. Insigne... But I basically don't mind dumping gold cards because you can get them, you know, you can buy them back off the market ultimately, can't you? So we need informs. This is an untradeable inform for me, so I don't mind using that Dries Mertens, saved for an occasion just like this. And once again, if I ever did want to or need to use him, I could just go and purchase him back off the market. So I'm more than happy to trade in some of my lower end informs and such for some bigger ones. So we need Vincent Kompany will be a treat because he's Belgian and Man City. Dries Mertens also coming in Belgian, which is great. Suarez can go in. That's one of our 4 informs. Perisic can go in for some good chem there. The 91 is going to be super helpful. The problem we're going to have is we're not going to be able to get. I'm basically going to need to go and buy, and maybe that's why Asenjo went up in price so much. We're going to basically go and need to buy lots of very, very big informs. I don't have too many. I'm not going to use Alexandro, obviously. Let's go and have a look at the 80 big gold cards. Now, according to FUTMas, this is like a 500k player. Is this De Bruyne worth it for 500k as an untradeable? If you've got a lot of untradeable informs, yeah, why not? You know, why not? We've got Luka Modric there. I don't mind using Luka Modric or Isco. Let's go for some La Liga players here. We've already got the Man City player. We only need 65 chemistry as well, so it's not a big deal in that regard. Let's get a lot of our big players. He can come in. We've already got him. There we go. That's actually most of our trade part, most of our club here filled up. So I don't mind throwing in Isco. I actually don't mind throwing in David Silva either. Obviously, we're going to need to pop in a whole bunch of players. Now, I still need to get 4 informs in here. If we put Vertonghen in there, we've got a lot of high-rated players to the point where 86 rated informs might be the one. So if we look at Asenjo again, let's pop him in. That's another one. So I still need to get 3 informs. That takes us to an 81 rated. Let me have a look at the inform market right here real quick, guys, just so that we can see our 86s and such and how much they're going for. Players rating, I want to have a look. Basically, I want to start with 86 rated informs and go from there. So all informs, and the cheapest ones are probably going through the roof, actually. So Jan Sommer is a nice cheap inform, so we can get, well, I say cheap, he's not really cheap, but Sommer's 86 can go in there. That does dip our chemistry by quite a bit. Alisson is one as well, and do you know what? He'll actually be very good for us. The reason why he'll be good for us is because we can throw him in goal and get a chem boost on him. So that takes us back up to 64 chemistry, and that's 68 rated. So if I now put in, let me get a few lower rated cards here and just have a look what we've got floating about, what we need. So let me take an 85 rated card. It doesn't matter what the card is, an 84. I'll actually use Ben Yedder if he works, an 84 and an 83. So does an 83 get us up to 88? No. Does an 84 get us up to an 88? No. So it's going to have to be an 85. Let's check an 87. Does that get us up to an 88? So an 87 gets us up to an 88, if that makes any sense at all. So we're going to need also Ziyech. Let's throw him in there, and that should be perfect. There you go, 88 rated, 64 chem, which obviously I can improve the chemistry just by a position modifier. I know I've got Suarez in there, and I know what the comments are going to be like. Oh my god, why on earth are you using Luis Suarez? Because he has a sell value of 220,000 coins. Ludicrous, right? Wrong. The reason why it's wrong is because he is untradeable. I can't sell him. If I could sell him, I would sell him. And then in terms of my account here and the squad that I use, I have a full icon team. Right, I'll show you guys my best players. We've got Ronaldo, Maldini, Vieira, the blue Neymar, Alexandro. When we go to our gold players, guys, we've actually got the blue KDB that I want to sell on now because we're going to get this new KDB to fit straight into my team here. We've got 95 Ronaldo, 92 De Bruyne. Like, these are the kind of players I've got in this club, you know. So it doesn't really make any difference to me personally. 589. He's still selling for about the same, really. I'm a list him. He was 550 there, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me drop him down like that, and I'll just sell him like that. Yeah, so basically for me, could not be completed. What do you mean it could not be completed? Why could it not be completed? How about now? There we go. So basically for me, getting a usable De Bruyne card that I will be using and will be playing with, versus getting, getting rid of a Suarez and a Mertens that I know have high value, but because they're untradeable and I don't use them in my main team, if ever I did a squad builder on this channel, or I wanted to do something fun and get these players in, I would go and buy them, use them, and then sell them again. So I'm going to go and buy these informs, guys, and I will be right back. Guys, what's crazy is the 86 inform market has gone through the roof. When we asked the question, which we've asked of every player so far, is this card worth it? Is this Kevin De Bruyne worth it? I think it's fair to say that the answer is quite simply no. And the reason why the answer is no is because, once again, instead of completing this SBC for what is priced out at about 500,000 coins, if you've got that kind of money available anyway, there are so many better things you can buy with your coins than this KDB, right? However, if you are looking for a marquee player that will be in your club for the rest of the game, potentially, like the greatest thing about this KDB is you can take this card all the way through till team of the season. When you give this a Maestro, he becomes a 95 rated cam. You can get him to as close to an endgame cam as icons and all sorts. I don't think you can get him to a 96 on anywhere, but you can get him to a 95 rated centre attacking midfielder, and he gets remarkable stats. And so for 500k and a 93 rated card, which if we have a look at the price and the value in general of 93 rated cards, they are going for, the cheapest rated 93 on the market right now is 709,000 coins. So in that regard, this is the cheapest rated 93 you can possibly complete. So there are a lot of pros to De Bruyne. He's an endgame card that you can get now. You can turn in a lot of your untradables to get this KDB card. He is very usable, linkable to many, and he's a super high rated card that if you run out of let's say another massive SBC comes along in a month and you don't like this De Bruyne, you can then turn in a 93 rated card, which would massively negate the price of a future SBC. However, the downside is you can just go and buy his card. You could just go and buy let me have a look at his in-game stats whilst we're here. You could just go and buy his blue card for the same sort of price. And if I actually look at the price on PlayStation of players that cost 500,000 or cheaper, the caliber of player that you can purchase instead of this KDB, you will be able to get yourself, for example, and this is why I don't necessarily think that this is a great option, you can get yourself the Antoine Griezmann UCL card. You can get yourself Sergio Aguero UCL card, Inform Aubameyang, Inform Suarez. You can get the Jeffrey Kondogbia live item. I personally think that is a much better purchase than this, because that's going to get upgraded potentially a few times and has great value and is a great card. You can get David De Gea, you can get Ben Yedder's UCL card, you can get Dybala, you can get Virgil van Dijk, Robert Lewandowski. Is this his UCL upgradable card? No, so that's just his, I think, team of the group stage card right there. You can get De Gea, you can buy Mbappe, Paul Pogba, Cuadrado, Mahrez. Like, there are so many cards that are going to be great that you can get for this kind of coins. But as I said, I think in this occasion, I think that this is a great card. It is just a massive coin sink. But I can see the worth. All three cards today, I've seen more value in than ever before. Just because of how usable that they can potentially be. The cards that I didn't see value in, and in fact, I didn't do Coutinho, I did do Isco, and I didn't do Van Aanholt. In hindsight, the last 3 days, Isco and Coutinho would have been good value because 90 and 91 rated cards have a high price right now. So again, in terms of turning them in the future for SBCs, you will save the price of a 90 or a 91 rated card. Matuidi, Thiago Silva and Valencia. I think Thiago Silva, for the same reason, for having a high rated card and being a good usable centre-back, I think was worth it. But Matuidi and Valencia, I don't think so. And then today, when we look at, again, Subasic is good because he's super cheap for an 85 rated card, which is nice. Boateng, it's only a +1 on his UCL, as is De Bruyne. He's only a +1 on his UCL. They both got almost identical tradable cards for about the same price as the SBC. So ultimately it comes down to personal preference. If I'm being completely honest, these are not value for money. However, this De Bruyne, this is where I have a small change of opinion. You watching this video right now might be not the greatest at FIFA. You might struggle to generate coins and you might struggle to just understand the game properly. But if you've taken untradable FUT Rivals rewards for the last 3 or 4 months and you've been saving them for a rainy day, this is your rainy day. If you can turn in 400 1,000 coins worth of untradeable cards that you're never going to use and maybe waste 100,000 coins to get this De Bruyne, I'd say go for it. Or Boateng or whatever. I would say go for it. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.